What's up, everybody? We are live, going live with the MC, episode 17. Wow. 17 episodes in, that's crazy. I actually realized 2 episodes ago I was saying episode 15, but that was really 14. Yeah, so I had to fix that up real quick. What's good? Shout out to you, Christina. How you doing? Happy New Year. Yeah, so today we got a cool guest. I like this guy. He's a young dope kid, who's like I've been watching him, every time that I go out to a show, I most likely see him. And he's just like always ready for the moment. And for the way that I see him, it seems like he's always ready for the moment. I don't think I've ever seen him like in like a shy, moment, stage fright or anything like that. He's just always, ready for it. So I'm like, yo, this is dope. There you go right there, my guy AyyoDanny official. Yeah, so we're gonna bring my guy to the stage. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Thank y'all. I always appreciate that. If y'all got any questions, just hit that little question in the bottom right. Let's get it popping. Let's go, my guy. Man, let me know how y'all feeling. What's good, my boy? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you for tuning in. We getting started on this episode. Oh, let's
My
go.
God.
One shot. Yo, normally I got a problem getting everybody on the live. You just popped right up, son. That's real.
OD, man. They not ready. What's about to come, man, for real.
What's good, Brody? How you feeling, man? What's up?
Hey, man, I'm chilling, bro. Just living life day by day, bro. Feel me? We outside tonight.
No doubt.
Feel me? You know.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So my first question is, I think you already told me, but I forgot. How old are you?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I'm on the younger side. Feel me? I'm 20 years old. They go 3, you are? Facts.
Nah, you cool, you cool. Listen, don't even trip. You heard? Because you moving at the right time. You know what I'm saying? You popping out at the right time. This is a different era. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like how I had to do it like 10 years ago. Like I had to really make a name for myself. Now you can just simply make a song and upload it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Things are
yeah, you ain't really.
split now, bro. You know what I'm
Your
saying?
competition is streams. You feel me? Like
Mm-hmm. I
word.
agree.
So. Yo, shout out to everybody tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Welcome to Going Live with the MC. This is AyyoDanny, my guest. If y'all got any questions, bottom right corner, hit that little question mark. I'm gonna ask every single question that y'all got. Um,
Right. Tune in,
so
y'all.
yeah, man. What I was saying is that I noticed that you were young when I met you. I believe I met you at a Goodies with Tati event last year.
Shows, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I wasn't going to that many shows last year, so that was like early last year, like in January-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but then I went to a few other shows and I started seeing you as well. And you were just like really dope, because it's like your performance etiquette. I don't know how you do it. So talk to me about that. Like how do you get ready for a performance? Like what's your walkthrough?
Right. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I peeped that you were saying earlier that I'm not on that shy type of time. Believe it or not, I be shy as a motherfucker. I don't know if you were talking about me, but like me as a
I
person,
was.
you were, yeah. I was taught, I was raised to like, talk to people, be social and stuff. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm like on the more socially anxious side, But I've
I
just
feel
grown
you.
learned to like, really push myself out there, and I've done that on the stage. It's really hard to explain how I do it. You feel me? I don't think when I go up on the stage, I just go up and I just start doing shit. Feel me? I studied a lot of these rappers and singers, the way they present themselves on stage.
Mhm.
So I've kind of like, I don't want to say mimic the way that they perform, but I've definitely taken some inspiration from the way, these rappers and singers be performing on stage, how they present themselves. So I just think
Supposed to.
about that. Yeah, facts. And when I go up on stage, you know, I just black out. I just start going crazy. You know what I mean? Whether I'm singing, rapping, or all that. But yeah, it's basically just like, you know, do as I go type of thing when I'm on stage. But it's fun end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
I
It's
relate
a
to
fun thing
that.
that I do, you know?
I relate to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm the same way. You know, I mean, sometimes I definitely, I mean, not sometimes, I'm gonna say all the time. I actually do rehearse all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's only been just a few times though where I've been like in an actual studio, like, you know, where I can move around with the mic and all that. Shout out to Jay Jumpman, Mike Mizzle. What's good, y'all? Um, you know, it's only been a few times where I've like been in that kind of setting to where I could like really move around and be like actually imagine myself at a show. But normally I'm in the crib, I got my fucking portable charger in my hand, I got a bottle, whatever. That's my microphone, and I'm literally jumping around the crib. Sometimes I got my nieces and nephews in there, they looking at me like, "Yo, what's going on with you?" Like, and I'm like just running through the crib like, and I just look, you know. But it is definitely fun performing, you know. And then one thing I notice about your performances is that you naturally get the crowd going. Like you be like, "Yo, my name is AyyoDanny," and like soon as you say some shit like that, they be like, "Oh," like it is like, "Yo, why?" But it's cool because it's like you always get them going with that, and then you start performing, and then it's like you are an R&B artist most and first and foremost, sorry, but you got bars as well, which I have witnessed.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Nate the Great. He just tuned in. Yeah, so but yeah, once you start singing or whatever, you know, you automatically catch everybody because speaking from experience of myself as well too, you know, it's like when people come to a show these days, they expect to hear that one sound and you know what I'm talking about. So
Mm-hmm.
then you get on stage and you just start busting them down with the tunes, and it's like, oh shit, like, all right, everybody in their fields now, and everybody want to, you know, like, type shit. So, talk about your sound, like, how's that? Like, what gave you the idea to sing, over rapping?
Well, since I was like a youngin, you know, little boy, whatever you want to call it, you know, I've listened to a whole different like type of, you know, genre of music. I would listen to pop here and there or hip hop, you know, R&B. I like all of that shit, you feel me? And that inspired me to like do something for myself when it came to music and all that stuff, right? So when I, you know, began my music career, I was like, yo, what should I really do, man? Because I like to sing. I be singing in the mirror here and there, you know, to like practice or whatever, just to pretend to be
Right.
everybody. TV, you know, back in the day, everybody used to watch TV. You know, that was the thing. Nobody does that no more. But yeah, I would just tell myself that, yo, you should really just be different, you know, and do whatever you feel like you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And if that has to do with singing or rapping, you know, I was just deciding to do both. You know, I don't like to stick to one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Fair
Like
enough.
it depends on the mood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if I feel like singing one day, I'm gonna just record a singing track at the home studio for me. And this is a great thing about, you know, having a home studio too. You could just, you know, like do whatever you want whenever you feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to recording, you know, making a fire record. And you know, if I'm feeling like to rap one day, I'll do that. If I feel like singing one day, I'll do that. You know, I have like a really complicated mind, you feel me? So my mind just like, you know, goes all over the place and I just want to do so many different things at the same time, you know?
Right.
So yeah,
That's dope.
that made any sense. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. So you mentioned you got the home studio, which I've, you know, commented you on that. I applaud you on that for sure because
Thank you.
I got my equipment. I still haven't set it up. You know, I mean, the most I've done is took out like my laptop and I've made a couple beats. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
But um, yeah, like I haven't tested out my. I mean, I've set it up, but I haven't like actually recorded anything on it. So it's just kind of like, you know, I still have it. It's just sitting in the wrap up. But honestly, I am low key waiting on. You know, shout out to y'all for tuning in. I am waiting on, you know, like the perfect opportunity to have like the setup. You know, and I think that's what it is. It's just like, you know, the location, you know, the comfortability. Um, so what came first? Was it the equipment or the
Ooh,
music?
I ain't gonna lie, it was the music, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie, before all this, you know, we've all been there. I was a broke ass motherfucker, and I still am. You know what I'm saying? saving up money here and there, but I couldn't really afford the stuff that I have now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So obviously, I had to like, it all started with me asking my parents for bread here and there, like $50 here, $50 there, and I would just stack them shits up for like
Right.
studio time. And I'm in Queens. There's a lot of studios like around me. I found that out, through
Mm.
Google and all that shit. So once I found a good studio that was right for me, I just started going there every time I ended up getting bread, by any means. That's how it really started. Like, but I wasn't really trying to, ask my parents to just drop 50 on me every week. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really with that. I didn't really feel grown. You know what I'm saying? So what I
Right.
did, I got my first job at 18. Yes, I got my first job when I was 18 years old, at Chipotle. And the sole reason why I even got a job was to get my own equipment because I was tired of dropping 300, 400, for a studio session
That's wild.
where I was, yeah, it's wild. I even told myself that that's wild because, like, why would I drop that much bread for a product that I wouldn't even be satisfied with? Keep in mind, I'm OCD, for me? So I'm not really satisfied with nothing. You know what I'm saying? It has to be exactly how I envision it in my head. Everything got to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
not a lot of engineers really knew my sound. And then once I got that home studio, I realized to myself that, you know what? The person that really understands my sound is myself. And, as I
Mhm.
started building the studio and recording all of my records, I started, teaching myself how to engineer along the way. I'm still learning. Don't get me wrong. I ain't perfect. You know what I mean.
For that.
But
For that.
I learn as I go. And along those lines, I made not my biggest record, but a lot of my record that everybody knows, and you can probably guess what that is. Stop Chasing. That was engineered by
So,
me, mixed and mastered, recorded over here right next to me with this microphone,
and you did all that.
and I did all of that, man.
Yeah.
It's not the perfect thing, but it's like I feel like it's good enough what people was vibing to, and they can't really tell it's really amateur mix unless you were top tier engineer in the game. You know what I mean?
You
But
know.
yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry.
now I was
Sorry.
saying that now you good. I was saying that it's just a big inspiration. I inspired myself honestly when I did that because I was like, yo, I could really do this shit by myself, man. I don't need no help from nobody. That's what I was gonna say. You know what I mean? Yeah, what
Nah.
were we gonna say?
Um. So I had another question, but I'm gonna come back to that. What inspired that mindset that you can do it yourself? Was it just like the studio time, or was it just kind of like you already had like a certain mindset that you could actually do it yourself?
Mm,
Because a lot of times we see things like we it's like we intentionally and spiritually know that we can do something, but a lot of times it takes an experience to bring that kind of courage out of us to actually do it.
hmm Well, I'm like that you said that because there was a point in my life where I had no courage. I was very insecure about this type of thing, especially you know laying down vocals on a microphone and like impressing people with my sound. I was always worried about that. But I've networked a lot with a lot of people in the game, and they've really told me things like, "Yo, you can't really depend on this person or that person to bring you up. You gotta bring yourself up." You know what I mean? Whether that goes for anything, by the way, whether you want to be like a businessman or fuck it, a firefighter, my nigga, for me, like
Right.
anything, you gotta like make it happen yourself. And back in the day, I really thought that, if I'm like getting help from an engineer or top tier A&R, in the music industry, I thought they would really help me, become like big. But as I went along, doing this shit, I realized that it really comes down to like your own passion and you having to do it for yourself. I just had a lot of
Right.
people tell me that, and I didn't really realize that until you know um you know until I've gone through a lot of stuff where I was close to quitting, and I was close to just giving up because it was very overwhelming for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll do that. I'll do it. It just took a lot of like trials and tribulations in the music game. But I soon realized that I don't need. I just really ain't. I ain't really need nobody's help. I can only help myself. I
Right.
just I No, as I grew up, my mindset just changed. It's really hard to explain. I
No,
just
no, no.
had to change my.
I get you, bro. Trust me, I get you. I've been there.
Hell
I
yeah.
am there. You get what I'm saying? I'm still there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my mindset changes. Like I feel like every time like I have a birthday, my mind up like everything upgrades. Like I just feel different. I think different. Like everything just kind of like it levels up. Like in a video game. You see I get the little spark like zoom. Like I feel that every time, every birthday, that's
Yeah,
how I feel. Like it just like level up.
yeah,
Like so yeah, like I just operate like that, like I actually just keep on leveling up. So it's interesting that you say that, man, and that's pretty dope, man.
yeah,
You grow up, and a lot of people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't grow up, and it's like it's sad because it's like they get older, but they just have that same old mentality, and they think shit gonna
yeah.
work.
Maybe too much in their head
You know,
and shit. Just how it is.
word, word, and it's crazy. I actually be saying that about the younger generation. I be wanting them to kind of like take advantage of it. Like y'all really in a good space, honestly. If you look at everything, y'all got the technology. Y'all got better technology than us. Like, cause I'm from the like you know what I'm saying. Like
No.
I was born in '91.
Oh,
You feel
okay.
me? So
Yeah,
we had at the time that I was born, we had typewriters. So
the type.
I used to be on my mom's typewriter all the time, like just typing shit up, like really, like she'll tell you, you feel me? Like I used to be on my writer flow, um, and it's crazy. So I'm about to ask you, segue into the question. Like I kind of just like I guess being younger, like either writing or music somehow always like found me growing up or whatever. Even like my mom. Well, for a short time, I think she still does it now. But my aunt for sure, my grandmother for sure, they both sing and they both wrote poetry. So I kind of grew up around like music all the time. But they went to church, so they was more like into gospel and stuff.
Right.
Um, so how was like your introduction to music? Like, I mean, for me, like again, with the family as well. But then when I went to school, we also had like music class. Like
Right.
a lot of people don't have like classes, for music in their school. But I was blessed to have it in junior high and in high school.
Uh,
So yeah, how was your upbringing in music?
oh yeah. Well, let me tell you something. I've been around music like basically my whole life. So when I was like around 2 to 3 years old, I would always listen to, music with my mom. She was a big music fan. She would listen to like, punk rock. She had an emo phase when I was like a baby, I'm not gonna lie. So I would be more on that. But once I turned like 5 or 6, she entered like an R&B pop phase, you know what I mean? So I
Mm,
would get introduced to pop, R&B, that early 2000s vibe for me, because I was obviously around during that time. And I just had an ear for this thing, and I would just, that would grab my attention. I would be my most happiest when I would be around music. And it's not even just that. Once I started going to school, man, I would always sign up for the musical theater, classes, and
fire.
you feel me? I was always around music. And during middle school, I was in the chorus class, and it's because I wanted to. I
Right.
like to sing and I like to be around instruments and vocalists, and all of that stuff combined really inspired me to just do that stuff on my own, because I was really tired of singing other people's songs. Because in my head, I wanted people to sing my own music for me if I ever made music at the time. So I was like, you know what, let me do this shit on my own. And you know what? Let's have the next generation sing along to my songs at their school performances. That's just like one of the thoughts I had in my head. I have a big imagination, and I'm always like, envisioning things, for my future. So when I was little, I would always picture myself, on like the Grammys or like, the VMA stage, just performing my own shit, and doing choreographies, and I was a big Neo fan too, and I
I
was
feel that. Word. Me too.
if you too, right? Yeah, he was the GOAT during that time, and I would hear him on the radio all the time, bro. And I would see his live performances too, his music videos. Me and my mom, that was like a bonding thing we had together. We would watch Neo perform and Michael Jackson perform. Yo,
Oh yeah.
that, that's like my number one inspiration, man, for this music shit, bro. Because it's not even just because I like the way he sung and shit. I just
Right.
liked, how he presented himself on stage, and I was like, yo, that looks like so much fun, bro. Like I'm over here getting chills watching these niggas like perform and like doing stuff, and
Right.
I'm like, I want to experience that, bro. So that's just one of the main inspirations on like why I wanted to do music, and I kind of got sidetracked first for a bit. My bad. But
Now you
Michael Jackson,
good. You good.
yeah, okay, yeah, my bad. Basically those type of artists were my introduction to music, and it was
Right.
mostly my mom. I think my mom for that, honestly. She put me onto a lot of music when I was a kid,
Nah, that's dope.
Yeah, bro.
Um, it sounds like your mom was like pretty supportive of what you
Yeah,
were
she
doing.
still is, she's rooting for me, At least on my mom's side of the family, they see my potential and they believe in me, And
That's fire. That's fire. Having a family that believe in you. Have your mom ever been to one of your shows?
um I've invited her a few times, but she's a medical assistant, so she's always outside in the
Uh,
field.
uh, okay, I know how that
But
works.
but she wants to though. One day she'll pop out, I know she will.
Yo, bro, listen. I promise you, the day your mom comes to a show, if you don't show out for her, bro, you wildin'.
Nah,
You
for real.
wildin'.
Nah, I'm a definitely
Word.
bring her one of these days, and I know she wants to, man. So definitely,
I ain't
man.
gonna hold you. I was nervous as hell when my mom came to my first show.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like the first time I invited my mom to a show, and it was my first show at Major Stage too.
Oh, major.
Um, yeah, and I performed Get High. This is when Get High was like still like fresh.
Mhm.
So like a lot of people didn't know it. So but to my surprise, when I performed, everybody caught on to the song. Everyone loved it. Everyone was singing. The only problem was, I got high before my performance, and I wasn't used to performing high. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have any water at the time, so I didn't know you can ask the bar, like, can I get a cup of water for free? Like, yeah, I didn't know that at the time. Like, so I kind of like just like I didn't choke on stage. You feel me? Like I knew my lyrics. I just had cotton mouth and I couldn't speak. So I'm like rapping, and then I kind of like get mad, raspy, towards the end of the verse. And it was like, but the cool thing about it is that the crowd, they jumped in and it was like, hey, get high, like throughout the whole verse until I was able to like, cause I couldn't like for some odd reason. I couldn't catch the rest of the verse, but when the beat came around and I knew when the hook came in, that's when I got back to it. And the crowd was still with me the whole time, so it was a lit night. But the funniest part about it was my mom, like she was in the crowd, like just really like
Nice.
dancing, and I'm like, yo, for real, like this is crazy, like, and I mean, it was just amazing, So I just want you to know that, when that time comes, when your mom is able to come to a show, bro,
Oh man,
you owe it to her. You know what I'm saying? Because
I do.
you had the opposite. You had the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom, I had to like actually show her that I was making music, and I was like, yo, listen, this is what I'm doing, kind of thing. Like my mom had no idea that I was doing it, but once she found out, like she was questioning it at first, like, but she wasn't against it. It was just like I guess like the first song she heard by me was a song called "Fuck You," so it was like she was.
I th-
Well, she heard the album. She heard the album, but that was the only song that stuck out to her. She was like, "Oh, really?" Like
yeah.
so.
I,
But like the more music she heard, she was just kind of like, "Yo, I like what you're doing. Like this is fire." So it's pretty dope to have like family support. My sisters support me, like no question. Like they've never questioned it. Like they've always supported. Like my cousins, like everyone, So it's really dope that you got like a family unit. Like that's really dope.
nah,
Um,
that's beautiful, honestly,
I
man.
mean,
But,
now if you can get your whole family out to a show, that would be fire. I'm trying to get my family out to a show. I
man,
got some of my cousins that, that tap in with me. My siblings definitely come to a lot of my shows. My mom comes to a few of my shows. So I got people that, my family do pop out to shows and shit like that. But I would love to have all of them out. Like that's that
I,
massive support. So that segues into my next thing. How do you handle the I want to say the popularity. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like the word popularity, but
Me neither.
is another word that's better for that.
I
But
agree.
lack of a better word, what I was saying earlier, again, you captivate the crowd, and a lot of people, flock towards you once you finish. So, how do you like, handle dealing with like people that actually rock with you? Like, are they really rocking with you, or, I mean, it's crazy because I could answer that question myself,
Hold
but
on. My fault, y'all. My people were knocking on my door.
you
Um,
good.
you would continue. What were you saying?
Um, how do you handle like dealing with like this oncoming support? Because like every show you do, like you perform, and then a lot of people flock towards you after the show. So like, how do you like handle dealing with like like that kind of like I guess popularity? Like
I hear what I hear what you're saying. Well, I don't. It's not that I handle it. I just go up to these people like, or they go up to me. But I just talk to them like they my peoples. You feel me? And I usually don't worry whether or not they really fuck with me or not. Feel me? Because like I'm still getting the flowers, I guess you could say that I deserve. So if they
right,
gonna walk up to me and like dap me up, it's because they see something in me. Whether they hating on me or not, they see that I got potential, and they can either love it or they can hate it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But they still see that I got something going on and that, I really got it like that. You know what I mean? So I just I just talk to them like normal people. I give them my card, my IG or whatever, and boom, that's another follower right there. And whether they choose to keep on supporting me after that, that's up to them. And whether they choose to build a relationship with me, which I don't mind doing with these people, that's up to them, and I wouldn't mind doing that for me because I care about everyone that's on the same grind that I am.
Hmm.
So, I just tap in with them. I network with them, and I support them, and if they can either support back or not. And if they not, then that's cool. We go our separate ways. For me, and they could hate or not. I've gone past that state where I've felt a type of way about that type of energy. It's not worth the energy and all that stuff. I just gotta keep on pushing. But yeah,
So how long have you officially been recording music?
um, I've been in the game since like 2018, but I didn't really take it seriously till around 2020. And that was around the time I started going to the studio, recording stuff. I ain't gonna hold you. I was a little trash at the time. I was just starting out. You feel me? But we all start somewhere. And it was
Facts.
around late 2020 where I got put on to like, open mics and showcases. I didn't even know those things were a thing in New York until I was put on. And funny enough, I was actually put on by my mother's coworker. You feel me? My mother's coworker is an artist. She's an artist, and she's actually cool with like some of the ghosts and like some of the people that I've been around with at showcases. And
Right.
it was at that showcase that she put me on to is where I met the Ghost Incorporated, and that's when they took me under their wing and started mentoring me and just putting me on to like what it is to be an artist, like a professional business artist. You feel me? And I learned a lot from them, and also other people that I've met along the way. I've learned a lot from a lot of these people. Even you, bro. Feel me? Like, the way you perform, bro. The way you spit your bars, man. I be like, yo, I gotta spit like that too, bro. You know what I'm saying? I gotta like present myself like that.
Appreciate that.
Cause I understand.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, man. And I know you be doing that little crowd participation, gotta stack the commas, something like that. And I fuck with
Yeah.
that. And that's a very important part of, getting people to fuck with your energy and
Yeah.
fuck with your stage. Because you gotta get them to engage with you, bro. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
So my point is, a lot of y'all artists that I've met at these showcases, I've definitely taken inspiration from, and it's helped me to really learn and grow and become a better artist for myself, by implementing, things that other artists have done on stage into my performances, if that makes sense,
Right.
But when I started out in 2018, I ain't had no knowledge of this, man. You know what I'm saying? All I knew is that people was going into the booth saying gra boom on the mic, and then they just started popping off of that. You know what I mean? So I try to mimic that, but over time, I really found my sound. Well, I'm still finding it honestly, but until then, I'm like, doing different things because I like music. Period. I don't like one certain genre of music. I like everything. I ain't gonna lie, whether that's pop, rock, rap, drill, R&B, I like it all. But yeah, man, I'm just glad I have the knowledge now. I have more knowledge now than I did back in 2018 when I started. Yeah.
Nah, that's fire. So you started making music in 2018, recording music in 2018, and you started performing in 2020.
Yeah.
That's dope. Um, damn, that's actually fire, man. Like, you didn't waste no time.
Hell
Like,
no.
yo, okay, so I was thinking, when I asked you that, and you said that you over the phase of like just worrying about like who's rocking with you or not, who fucking with it. Yo, what's good, y'all? Thanks for tuning in, man. If y'all got any questions, hit the bottom right section right there, the question mark. Y'all got, hit them up. Shout out to T Blaze, yo. I already know T Blaze from
Thank
mad,
you.
mad far
Uh,
back. Some been, wave, legendary ciphers, end of the week. What's that shit? Bowie Electric. So we go way back, mad years. But
uh,
you were saying that you over that shit, like you're not worried about like who rocking with you. Is you gonna keep on going, and it's crazy because it's like yo, you still young, like you just started type shit. You feel
some,
me?
yeah,
So um, it's just interesting how you have that mindset already, and like for me, it took me years. It took me years. I'm not gonna lie.
mhm,
Like I used to get mad. Like I really used to get mad when I'm performing and not even when I'm performing, but like before I perform, people leave. Like I used to get so mad at that. Like, and it'd be like certain artists like that come in with the crowd and leave with the crowd, and they'd be like, "Damn, son!" Like, so when they come in with the crowd, I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm about to go off," and then the crowd leave. I'm like, "Damn." But so it took me a while to like really get over that like situation to be like, you know what? I mean, but I've always like completely performed no matter who was there. But it was just like, damn, son, I'm missing more people that I can impact. So I felt like, it was kind of foul to like, like be around that kind of energy where it's like, uh people just like kind of leave type shit.
yeah,
So
yeah,
leading into my next question. Well, it's a double question, but
yeah.
first, how did you find your first showcase or open mic? And second, how do you view these performances or like these showcases, the open mics? Like, how do you benefit from it, or how do you feel that it benefits you? Like, if that makes even more sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, like I said before earlier, I found out about my first showcase through my mother's coworker, right? Again,
Oh,
she's an
my
artist.
fault. You definitely did
Yeah,
say that. I'm sorry.
but I'll just say it again for those who are just tuning in. Yeah, so that coworker is an artist, right? And she's cool with like one of these promoters that throws mad showcases. It's called Whose Mic Is a Showcase, right? And I don't know if you're familiar with that showcase, but
Who?
I was promoted to that. It's called Whose Mic Is It Showcase.
Oh yeah, I know. Okay, okay, yeah, I know that. Q the guy was running that.
Yeah, Q the guy. Yeah, that's my man's. Shout out to Q the
He
guy.
he's actually on the next week episode, Wednesday.
Oh, say less. I'm gonna definitely tune in. That's my
That's
guy.
crazy.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I was put onto that by FIFA Fate. That's the artist, right? And once I put up there, it was a new experience, obviously, and it was a little different than a lot of these other open mics I went to. And obviously, at the time I wouldn't really know how these showcases were like because that was my first show ever for me. But it was popping. I ain't gonna lie, it was jumping. There was like people from Power is Industry in the building. DJ Will from Power 105 was in the building too. You know what I'm saying? It felt like a function. I'm not gonna lie, and at the time I wasn't really like a party person. So it was very
Right.
very new to me. And at the time I had management too, so I went with them, and it was a vibe. It was a vibe. I'm not gonna hold you. And compared to other shows that I've went to, it was pretty lit. But to answer your other question, my point of view of these open mics and showcases, they cool. It really depends on what showcase you go to. You know what I mean? Some are ran professionally, some are ran unprofessionally, and I've dealt with all of that. You know, and I'm not gonna hold you. At the time, I would always complain about it. I would always talk shit, you know, about how it's not professional or why people leaving. I was right there with you, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. I remember that show. Yep.
Remember that show too,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep.
Yo,
Yep.
and I ain't gonna hold you. I'm still learning. I'm not saying that I don't feel a way about how these showcases are ran, but I'm like I've learned to like just control myself and just control my mouth and just not really complain, you know, because that's not gonna get me nowhere. It's not gonna change the fact that these shows are not gonna be professional or not, you know. But don't get me wrong, there are shows that I've went to where they were fire and I was shown mad love, you know, and a lot of people walked up to me and you know they were willing to network with me, you know, and I appreciate those showcases that held it down and you know really warmed up to me the way I warmed up to them. But again, it
Hey, relax,
really
bro.
depends
Relax.
on where.
Relax, bro. Chill. Relax.
Well, I feel
Stop it. Relax. Relax. Nobody's here. Relax.
my dog be the same.
Relax. Relax, bro. Relax.
I mean, it's back.
Stop it. You ruining my interview, bro. You ruining the interview, bro. What's the matter?
Yo, shout out OMG Dev. Shout out Queens,
For
New York
it's my boy Debo right here, man. He
City.
don't bark like this. He just kind of, I don't know. I think he sees something, like a spirit or some
Shout out
shit.
Damon Free.
This guy,
What's your dog, bro?
my fault. I'm gonna mute this. My fault, cause he's here.
You gotta tell me that breed though. You sound like a big dog. I ain't gonna lie. Facts. Oh, that's a Rottweiler.
Nah, he's an American
Oh,
bully.
I'm bugging. All right.
Nah, he good, man. He just, something just bothered him. That's all. That's the only time he ever barks. He never barks. This whole time he's been here chilling, he never barks.
Yeah, I
The
can never.
only time he barks is when he hear a noise or some shit like that, or something like he really, he feels something.
Yeah, he probably
He
feels like
don't look at him. He don't never bark.
that's mad funny. I can
Yeah,
never be boom because he would have started bugging everywhere, man. I got a little Yorkie. Yeah, he
yeah.
be. Oh, he got mad energy. So I had to lock him outside. For me, he had to like stay outside. You know what I mean? Can't fuck with that.
Nah, he a house dog, man. He be chilling though, but he need to chill out, bro. You messing up my interview, bro. You messing up my interview.
He
All
Gucci.
right, you
He good.
messing up my interview. He likes to lick faces. I don't like that shit, so I don't let him. Yeah, but I don't know. The kids let him go off. Like as soon as they jump on him, he's like he jump on them, it's over. I'm like, yeah, why y'all let him do that?
Well,
But yeah,
my dog be.
nah, he's cool, man. He a good dog. But yeah, back to what we were discussing. Sorry about that interruption.
I was done anyways by the time he bugged. So yeah,
My
you good.
fault, yeah, he just, he needed some attention. That's all. That's what he was trying to say. Give me attention.
Exactly. I know the feeling,
Um,
bro. Trust
yeah, but um, I was talking about the showcases and stuff. Yeah. So how do you like how how do you feel like moving forward? Like finding the shows that are appropriate for you. Like what do you have like any updated resources? Do you like
me.
like is there anything that you know or that you've learned about like how to lock in certain shows, like whether they're like paid or unpaid, but they're suitable for you, like they fit what you got going on and they actually care about what you got going on. So how about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I do definitely have my updated resources for me. A lot of my peoples put me on to like certain shows. I will go to them. Most of them are free, but I feel like I've been at every single showcase that was free. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the rest of these showcases that I've been put on to, like you gotta pay a big ass fee to, only walk in the doors, and a whole separate fee to actually perform. And sometimes I wouldn't mind doing that. For me, it's good to invest in yourself. I know some of y'all in here probably gonna say, "Oh, invest in yourself, invest in yourself." That's cool. You could do all that, but you feel me? I can't be doing that every single week, bro. You know what I mean? And it's a little inconvenient. Feel me? You know what I'm talking about too, man. It's a
That's
little crazy.
right. Listen, I got stories for days,
Uh,
bro. I got
But
stories
like,
for
yeah,
days.
I would have to, if I would do that, I would want something out of it. For me, I'm not saying pay me, that would be cool too if I got paid for a show because like I'm an artist, that's what it's all about. But I would like at least, a photo shoot done, or an interview if I'm going to pay $50 or $100 to walk inside, you know what I mean? Or to like perform. Because like, I get it, these promoters be like, charging to pay the venue, pay the DJs, pay the celebrities they invite, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to give back to the, underground artist community, I feel like there should be something giving back if you're gonna pay a whole fee for, a showcase, especially if it's not even a crazy big showcase. At least, you know, give them like a picture, like a professional picture or a video done for
Mhm.
they or content or
Right.
interview them. That's how I feel. If y'all beg to differ, go ahead, let me know in the comments. But like, you feel me? That's just how I feel. But other than
Now
that,
you're 100%
yeah,
right.
well, definitely. But I wouldn't mind doing that once in a while, just like paying them before. But that's like on if I really got the bread on that day, you know.
Yo, from like the end of 2021 to all of 2022, bro, I literally was performing back to back to back. And the worst part about it, I was also traveling state to state to
Oh,
state. Like, yo, I'm the one renting out the vehicles, going to these shows. Like, yo, when I tell you I was broke,
yo.
bro, I don't even know how I was making it to all these shows. Like there was a lot of shows I was going to and I was like dead broke. I didn't eat. Like I just made sure I had enough money to put gas in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like really, like going off like to make sure that, I get my name out there.
For sure.
And I agree with what you said, like nobody want to keep doing that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, investing in yourself is cool, but a lot of these shows that I was doing did not make sense at all because I didn't gain any new fans.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the road with some people who really didn't appreciate the opportunity. Like, I was on the road with other artists. That's mad cool. Like, I thought that shit was gonna be fun. Like, but a lot of these motherfuckers didn't even have like that type of drive or ambition. So I was like, I was just on the road and like by myself
Yeah.
basically. Like there were just a few, like, they know who they are. I'm not, I don't got a name drop, but they know who they are. We came out and when we went to these states or whatever, we put on a show. You know what I'm saying? Like we really did what we had to do. Like, yo, we from New York and we're gonna show y'all what New York
OD.
do type shit.
Hell yeah.
But a lot of these shows didn't make sense to me. And a lot of these shows I was also getting disrespected. It was like, like I remember I went to a show in Atlanta and the DJ was like, mind you, he don't know nobody. We don't know nobody. Like this our first time in Atlanta, first time performing in Atlanta. So I'm like, oh, we supposed to perform in front of Benzino. He actually did come to the show,
Oh,
but it was awkward. Like he just stayed in his section. He didn't even care about nothing. And honestly, the fucked up part about it is I had a sore throat. So like I couldn't even like when I performed, I was really like like no funny shit. But Benzino did like, congratulate me for that. He was like, yo, like, even though you couldn't speak or whatever, because I was like trying to talk to him, network and shit, and I couldn't even speak. Like, and it's crazy because I had like a crazy, this was actually after Days Summit. We had a whole run for Days Summit. We went the fuck in for all 10 days. Like, we went in, and then we go to Atlanta like the following week after. We was riding on the momentum, you feel me? There was a lot of shit going on. Like, we was doing mad different shows. And I say we because I was like, and this segues into the next question, by the way.
mm,
Um, I had a little collective that I was a part of, called Chromosomes, and like it was a bunch of us artists, and we all used to like kind of like invest and like do different shit. So I mean, like I said, I was the leader of that shit. I was the main one that was like putting together ideas and all of that. But I had a lot of them in the group that was actually putting towards money, like with me, like to help me do a lot of this shit. So that's why I was like, it was actually happening. But the other people that were like just kind of riding the wave, kind of like destroyed it. That was just like kind of like, yeah, I'm with the group, but they're not actually grouping like
Yeah,
how a group's supposed to group type shit.
yeah,
So, yeah, like a lot of these shows again didn't really make sense or whatever. And a lot of like times like we just didn't get along with each other like on some weird shit. Not me personally, but the group fell apart because people egos got in the way and shit like that. But
stuff like that.
so you mentioned the goats.
Hmm.
I was gonna ask if you somehow had a hand in creating that, or I mean, well, you said that they found you. So, what is the goats?
Yeah, so for one, like, I definitely didn't create that shit. There's like a core people that did start that. It was I think it was 4 to 5 people, and they're I don't want to say we're a collective. I feel like I feel, and a lot of people in the group feel the same way. We're a conglomerate. We're all
Mhm.
independent artists. We all do our own thing, but we still come together to like make our own music, our own our own thing. We do our own thing. And we do come together and we make magic happen. You feel me? We perform together, we make songs together under the GOAT name, but we do our own thing at the same time. And
How many
uh,
members?
huh?
How many members?
Oh, damn, we like 20 deep, my boy. 19 to 20, I believe. Like, there's a lot of us, man.
Wow.
And a few of them are in this live too, man. We got 2 members in here so far.
Shout out to Ben Kelly.
Shout
I
out
know
Ben.
Ben Kelly. We met at the that same show I met yeah that we performed at.
Oh,
Yo, shout out to Andy Dior. Yo, Andy Dior, we've been at mad shows together, so I already know, bro. I already know what you're talking about, bro.
we go way back. I met
All of these promoters are money hungry, bro. You gotta go. Trust me, there's some of them that's really out there that's like on some real.
back.
Um, I feel you, Ben Kelly, cutting down on the shows. I
Yeah, they
feel
they
that. Okay, yeah, that's a fact, and definitely you can get something going on in a lot of these showcases. I've been. So that's what I was gonna get into next, actually, about the shows. But I wanted you to talk more about the goats.
yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna get into some of these comments in a section. Yo, shout out to y'all
Shout out
tuning in.
to
But yo, if
everybody.
y'all got any questions or if y'all got anything y'all want me to actually like pay attention to, y'all gotta type it in the question section so I could post it up and I could actually see it. But other than that, I gotta scroll through these shits. So my fault, y'all. Um, yeah, anything y'all gotta say, post it in the question mark, and I'm gonna put it right up on the screen that way I can see it.
Facts, facts.
Yeah. But so how long have you been a part of the
Yeah,
Goats?
yeah. So when they found me, it was during that first open mic that I was a part of. So I was there since. Well, actually, no. When they found me, I wasn't a part of the Ghost yet. They found me. They fucked with my music, but I didn't like. We kind of went our separate ways for a while, but we reunited around 2022 actually, right? And that's when things started to kick off. So I went to this open mic in Manhattan, right? I don't know if you're familiar with the New York City open mics. New York City, that's what it's called. It's
Yeah,
very
well, I know who they are. I've been trying to actually get on the platform for a minute, but yeah, I don't know like really who to contact. I had one person who was like I feel like was a direct connect, but he didn't like actually get back to me. So,
yeah,
it is what it is, but it'll happen one day. But I know who they are. I'm familiar.
yeah. Well, yeah, they stopped doing the open mics now for now. But yeah, my boy George ran that platform, and a lot of heads was like outside, man. Or like I could say like at least 100 people was there, right? And they were there too. Like some of the girls, they was outside, and I recognized them from the first open mic that I ever went to. And after my performance, I walked up to them. I
Right.
walked up to Mike. Mike, that's the leader of this shit, man. So I walked up to him and I was like, "Yo, what's good, bro? How you been?" And then we chopped it up after that. We was talking and we was vibing. We connected, from there. So we took each other's information down, and Mike started taking me to a lot of these open mics. And he is another one that started putting me onto mad shows, man. And I gotta thank him for that, cause If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have, known a lot of people that I do now. So props to my son Mike Mezzo for that. And
Mm.
sort of bonded over that, of him taking me to a lot of open mics, a lot of showcases, and that's how I met Dati through Mike, you know. And
Mm.
going to more of Dati showcases, um, and then I started networking with a lot of those people, and they started putting me on open mics. So it was just basically a domino effect, after that. And
It's fire.
uh, along the lines, there was one showcase that we went to, me and all of the ghosts, and it was then where they felt like I was a great fit to be put in the group, and they surprised me with my introduction into the group. They got it on video and all that shit. It was like, yo, and yo, Danny, they got me this chain too. For me, they
But
was
that's
like, welcome to
fire.
the Ghost Facts, and they
That's
put
tough.
this chain. I ain't gonna lie though, for me, like there was supposed to be a goat symbol on here, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. I lost that shit. It's somewhere under my bed. I still got the chain though, so they can't come at me for that. Know what I mean? But
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that.
yeah, I know. So
Yo, that's dope.
yeah, bro. So
Um,
and that's the rest is history, bro. You know.
so there's one member in particular, well, two that I can get into, and it's crazy how they're actually both connected. Um, well, the one that I wanted to talk about in particular is Reina, the violinist.
The scissor right there, facts.
So, you have a Stop Chasing rendition where it's like a violin version.
Is
Um,
Chasing is my other song. That's actually my
sorry,
four for me. But
four
believe
for
me,
me. Sorry,
yeah,
my fault,
that's
Brody, my fault.
a good idea though.
Um,
I've been with her to do Stop Chasing though. You know what I mean? So
um, Raina, it's interesting like how that comes back around because I met her I want to say late 2021, early 2022. Um, so the artist Black Max, the homie, um, at the time when we were like just forming chromosomes or whatever, like he would like always invite me to Pirate Studios.
yo, Pirates.
And who's this dude? I forgot the dude name, but this dude used to like organize a studio session. So every time we go to Pirate Studios, we just bouncing through different rooms. Like, we hear a beat. If we like it, we do our thing on it. A lot of those songs literally never got finished. It was basically just a bunch of people just jumping in and like kind of doing their own little thing. So a lot of those songs like really never like got complete or made it anywhere. But um, we used to see Raina in there a lot. And the interesting thing is, a lot of these beats used to be made from scratch.
Mhm.
And she used to like, it'd be so weird too. Like, she don't be nowhere in sight. She'll be in like one of these other rooms or whatever. And we done bounced like 3 or 4 rooms. We done found like a producer who's already like making some heat. And then she'll come in with her little violin set. She'll make her little cat sounds real quick, and then she'll open that shit and go to fucking work. And I'm like, yo,
Ah,
like, who is this? Like, why she just keep coming in with her violin and just going to work? Like,
you're a beast with it, man.
so, yeah, no, she's really sick. She's really sick. So, I just wanted to say that four for you rendition right in front of what is that?
If it,
City Field.
yeah,
City Field.
I heard, yeah.
Word. Yo, that's fire, bro. How did you get her to do that?
Yeah, so basically, I had an idea in my head for the longest. Actually, I've been wanting, ever since I found out that Reina is like nice, nice, nice with it at the violin. She can
Right.
play. I had a content idea in my head. I was like, yo, I should really get her and one of my other people to like pull up with me, do content, and have her,
Mhm.
do a rendition of one of my songs. I feel like that'll be a good marketing strategy, and
Mhm.
not even just me, but for her too, because she has her own platform in her page, where she just plays violin, just does all this crazy stuff on the gram. And
Mhm.
so obviously, I thought that would be a great marketing idea for the both of us. And I reached out to her and Nate, they was down, they was with it, man. So we just came up with the idea, like the angles and like the way it was directed on the spot, and that's when we made the video, and yeah, the rest is history, man. I just I edited it myself, and I posted it, and it's actually sitting on, I think, 7,000, 6,000 views. It's like my third most viewed reel out there. You know, it's
Fire.
not too nothing too crazy, but like for a small artist like me, it's a lot. You know, and I
Nah,
appreciate.
nah, that's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope. That's
yeah,
dope. And honestly, I think you should do more like that because, that's really sick.
yeah, man.
I actually, this album that I just released, I want to do a live rendition of it myself. I want to get together a band of different musicians that I've been meeting around the world somehow. I know this drummer in Boston. I know
Mm,
Raina. Um, I know a few other people, that I would love to like have come together. My nephew plays the bass drum.
fire.
What I'm saying? He's a monster with that too.
Heard.
Um, yeah, so like I want to construct a band from scratch of different people that I know, have them all work together to have me perform my album, and we just go in like
That's
you know.
actually fun, and it's then you know people too, so it won't be that hard to do it to get it done.
I mean, yes, yeah, it will because for one, a lot of the features on my album are in London. So either I would have to be in London and bring the people from here there, or the vice versa, bring those people from there here. So that's already, a complicated thing. I mean, unless I have two ideas with that, I guess. I was thinking, whoever I can get here. Well, nah, that would be kind of weird because then I would have to switch it up over there. It would be, different. But I was thinking I can do some of the songs here with whoever lives out in the States and then go to over there and do the songs over there with whoever lives over there.
That's true.
Yeah, but it would be weird because it would be like two different bands, and like I would want to film it and make it into like a like a concert series, kind of like how like J. Cole did his like
Yeah,
Forest Hills Drive
yeah.
concert. That was fire. Like he performed his whole album, so and it was a live
Mm.
band, like so I wanted to do that too. Something like that. That definitely inspired me. Also I've been to like mad shows with like live bands like and it's just fire like they like actually I'm sure you know of the what is it open mic refugee
Oh, I know.
Wednesday Wednesday night refugee I forgot I don't know I know it's a refugee though.
It's the Greenpoint shit, right?
Yeah,
Like in Brooklyn.
yeah, the Greenpoint joint, and they like I like that. It's been other joints that I've been to out here too that's the same exact way, and it's just like yo this is fire like
Mm,
um yeah, man. So that's pretty dope that you're experimenting with live instruments.
for sure.
Definitely get more into that because guess what, bro? That should make so much more
It
money.
it
You know
would,
what
man.
I'm
Everybody
saying?
needs that
Like
nowadays. You feel me? It's all about
when
like electronic shit. You know?
when you record a live version of your song, it sells more.
They do. Yeah. It's different.
I
You know,
can't
my
make it up,
opinion.
bro. Yeah, exactly. So have you watched any of the recent concerts that's been coming out? Have you seen T-Pain's
His
on
cover,
top of the covers?
yeah, the cover shit. Yeah, it's a live band, live vocals. I respect that type of shit. You
You
feel me?
watched the whole thing?
Not the whole thing, but I saw parts of it. You
Watch the whole thing, bro. Watch
know?
the whole thing. So I mean I always like watching shit like that. Like I always find myself watching people perform. Like you said, I learned from the greats. Like I really be watching like these celebrities and all that performing. Like it don't matter who it is, I'm watching them on YouTube. Like, yo, how did this person walk out in the crib? Like, like how did they do this? Like, like Chris Brown, I'll be watching him a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he like, he's one of the top performers. Bruno Mars. I watch R&B performers a lot because they really be like moving, so it's
Yeah,
like, yo, I
you
want
gotta
to be like
sing and
fluid, like
the crowd at the same time. For me, that's how I see it. So it's
facts.
good to watch people like do their thing and shit like that. You know. So I agree with that.
Um, yeah, man. So that's pretty dope, man. Definitely get that live performance recorded, and it draws in a different audience because it's like people get to hear you differently. You know what I'm saying? And going back to what you were saying about how I perform, how I get the crowd engaged and stuff like that, how I do like certain things with the flow.
Mm,
I've learned that over the years, like,
for sure.
and the thing is like when you ultimately know your lyrics, when you ultimately know your song and every beat and every like, tick and kick and whatever, because
Yeah.
it's good that you engineer, so you even better with that. You at least you should be,
Nah.
but
Yeah.
when you know every single thing about the song that you're performing, you embody like a whole different energy. Like you move with every lyric, like your finger gestures is on point, like your facial expressions is on point, like everything just comes with it.
Mm,
So that's also why it's important to rehearse, like make sure like you're on top of your shit because like when it comes to moments like that, you really like able to like switch it up. So like normally you say stop chasing, like you can switch it up and say stop and then chasing like the way, but
I know what
like switch it up a different way.
yeah,
Yeah, you feel me? And it would still sound fire.
yeah,
So
facts.
that's kind of what I do with the commas. You know what I'm saying? When I get to the part where I say like uh whether pesos or pounds or US, I always switch it up how I say it because it sounds fire. Like, and then I also try to add like emotion where I'm like messing with the crowd. Like I go somewhere in the crowd and get them ready. Like, yo, this is the hook right here. Come back in. So, yeah, man, it's all about learning what you're doing. Like fully believing in it because like if you don't believe in the music you're making, you're never gonna truly enjoy performing it.
Right.
So definitely just believe in it. I mean, you got it though. You do it already. So it's not even like, you need much more than that. I mean, obviously you feel like you have areas where you can do better, but
We all
from what I
do.
see, when you perform, once you throw your shades on, you good, bro. You be moving,
I put that's
you know,
reason, man. It adds the confidence. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much why I do it. So I agree with that, man. Like I gotta be my shades everywhere. You know what I mean?
I ain't
But
gonna lie.
yeah.
I can't do shades no more, man. That I
Oh,
perform with shades. Well. I'm lying. I'm so fucking lying. So
oh,
my first time performing ever, I put on shades and I bombed so bad because I couldn't see the crowd. But I was scared to take off my shades and make eye contact.
see everybody. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I couldn't see nobody. But I mean, I've recently performed in the past couple years, with shades on, and I've been like a little bit better
Yeah,
with it. But
yeah.
um, I like it was just like weird for me because like I couldn't see it, but I was also trying to like so Fabulous was one of like my favorite rappers, and I noticed like he always wears shades. Jeezy too, Young Jeezy. So I'd be
Word.
like, yo, why these dudes always wear shades? Like, Rick Ross too is like, they could see like they always wearing shades. So like, what's up? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I kind of try to mimic that a little bit, but yeah, it's not for me. I like to make that eye contact. I found out that that I like to actually connect with the audience and vibe out and shit like that.
Makes sense. That definitely.
Word.
Yeah, I feel
Word.
like I'm the opposite though. Like I feel like if I'm not seeing nobody, I get more confident. Because I in my head I'm like not really seeing nobody because I got them dog ass shades on. But
That's how
lately
we
I
all
have
start.
facts. But lately I have like learned to perform without my shades and like actually look at people because people. I feel like if you're looking at somebody while you performing, I feel like there'll be like I don't want to say like a connection, but they're gonna like feel you more.
The connection, bro. It's definitely a connection, bro.
Yeah,
Don't undermine that, bro.
right. It's
Undermine
definitely
that. That's a connection, no doubt.
a OD, man. So I feel like they'll fuck with you more when there's a connection there, and I feel like that's how a lot of artists are successful nowadays because they're connected with their fans and their audience and all. That's how I feel. But yeah,
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's also how you get people coming back to your shows. This is what I'm realizing now because a lot of shows, and I ain't gonna lie, I still to this day I don't really jump in the crowd too much. I don't really want to get that close, and it's not like to offend anybody because there's a lot of times I've been in the crowd and that shit feel mad cool. I'm like vibing with everybody, like that should be cool as hell. But sometimes it's kind of like I want to like have my space, like I want to like stand back, tell my story, and y'all just vibe with me from a distance or whatever. But
yeah,
it definitely do be cool when you like get right in the crowd and you doing your thing, especially if they know your lyrics.
mm,
That should be fire. Like it just be mad fire. Like word.
it's a
Um, yeah, man. I was gonna ask you something else. Oh, I mean, I know you said you would rather do everything yourself or whatever. But would you remain an independent artist or would you sign a deal?
mm. That's a great question because I be like thinking that to myself here and there, like, yo, what should I really do? Now, don't get me wrong, like once I blow up, man, I'm not gonna be able to do everything myself. Like obviously there'll be times where I would like, drop bread on the studio time or a video shoot or whatever for me. But that wouldn't be the main thing. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like getting signed to a deal, honestly, that's it's really hard because like there's different aspects to getting signed because there's like different types of deals. There's like 360 deals. There's like an
Mhm.
advance deal where like they'll give you like an advance. So I gotta really like read the contract. You feel me? If I were to ever get like a contract handed to me, I would have to read that shit over and over again. Get a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? If I see in the contract that I'm getting some benefits out of this and they're not just taking money out my pockets, for me, I wouldn't mind doing it for me, but I honestly think I would I would get signed. I would want to get signed if the deal gives me like a great marketing campaign. You feel me? They gotta market me heavily to where I start popping. You feel me? I would sign a marketing deal if that even exists. You know what I'm saying?
It
But
does. It
yeah,
does.
I feel like that's just what it is nowadays. Music is marketing, man. Like it's
So
unfortunate, but that's really all it is. So
uh,
if
obviously, obviously, you want to get like a publishing deal. You definitely want to have a publishing deal. I mean, it depends on how far you want to go with it, but definitely have a publishing deal so you can obviously get your write ups and all of that.
yeah,
Yes, Nate is correct. A best one is a distribution and a marketing deal. Yes, you definitely want to get a distribution deal because you don't owe nobody nothing. You know what I'm saying? Only thing is you're just paying for them to upload your shit to the services and to be, uploaded into playlists.
mhm,
Everything else happens after that. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me.
I agree.
Also, also, you want to like if you really want to take it that far, like for marketing you can get a partnership deal
Partnership.
with these labels. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists that have partnerships with like certain labels where they don't actually owe them anything. They just like I guess have to live up to a certain expectation as far as like keeping their hype up. Like if we're going to like promote you, you have to give us a reason why we're
Mhm,
promoting you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're clearly making money off of us, but we want to make sure that if we're paying you, you're doing your part of the job. So, partnerships are so much more better than let's just say an album deal. When you sign album deals, now you owe them music and shit. If you sign a performance deal, now you owe them tours and shit like that. Like, and you gotta actually deliver with those. You got to meet your merch sales. You got to meet your performance, like ticket sales. Like you got to meet all types of shit like that. So
mhm,
when you strike the certain deals, like the partnership, the marketing, the publishing, the distributions, you don't really owe them too much. You know what I'm saying? It's more like as long as you deliver your half, which again, you just have to make good quality music. That's literally all that it
right.
is. If you don't make quality music,
That,
you know, then it makes no sense to even chase a label. You know
that,
what I'm saying? You might as well just keep on releasing, do whatever you're releasing through, and then pray something happens from there.
exactly.
Um, but yeah, man, definitely be smart about contracts. This is something that I'm still, well, not still, but I'm getting way smarter to the point where it's like I understand. I was just having this conversation earlier, with someone. I understand terminology more. Like I haven't like really dealt with too many contracts, but I'm like super smart as far as like understanding how those work now. I'm learning how to like talk, like money wise, you know what I'm saying? Like not even just money, but like business wise in the sense of like if you guys need me in your vicinity or like in your venue to like do something, I need to know how that's going to help me out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
yeah, like like even if you don't pay me, like how else can I somehow benefit from this situation? So that goes for shows, that goes for any type of like pop-ups, because a lot of people even just be asking me to come to events. And I'm just like, man, why am I even here? Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
You
you be
just want me
willing
here because
to go to their events just
and,
to be
and
there.
I pay to get in. And I pay to get
Yeah, these
in. So
these should be
and I've been to so many events where I just like been invited just to show up, just to like I guess give them a vibe, cause I mean I never really like I mean I'm not gonna say never, but I had to really build it up to the point where now people actually know who I am and actually want me to like come to their events and shit like that. So um, even though I'm not like, famous, I still don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? I've had a couple shows and events where I've gotten paid, to perform and stuff like that. But it's not a consistent thing. So it's just kind of like, why am I here? You know what I'm saying? You want me here, and then this shit is either poorly, horribly managed, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, I want to be treated like a celebrity, not a celebrity, but like, if you're inviting me, be like, yo, MC Reef in the building, at least,
Yeah,
like, at least, you know what I'm saying? So, again, I don't expect it, but it's like, I'm in the building and it's like there's no type of hospitality. Like, you don't offer me a
make
drink,
it
nothing. Like there's
make
nothing.
sense. They gotta make it make sense,
Right.
like for real.
So yeah, that's where I'm at now. Like I like a lot of, and it's crazy because a lot of people do hit me up like to perform and stuff. So I dead tell them, and and either they try to make it work. I haven't really seen too much of trying. Like they'll say, "Oh, I see what I can do." That's the most I've gotten. That's the furthest I've gotten. I ain't gonna hold you. Niggas be like, "Yeah, I see what I can do."
I could do
But
it.
before niggas used to just leave me on scene, I'd be like, yo, like, so what's up? Can I get in for free? Or yo, do I get a VIP section? Or yo, can I get a free drink? Or like, I really like try to
Right.
negotiate with people. Like, yo, you want me to like pay $400 to perform here for what, 5 minutes? Like, no way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're messaging me, like you want me to be a part of
Yeah,
this event.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just kind of like, like help me out, help me help you. I would love to be there, but I can't if you're not gonna help me have a good time, like,
Exactly.
because then I'm gonna just feel like I could have just paid my rent instead of showing up to that event, like
Do that.
bars. But um,
Like, come on, man.
yeah,
Niggas
nah,
trying to
real,
man. That's
for
doing.
real. So
Can't
that's
offer
just
that.
my game for you. That's my OG moment for you. I think I should have that for every episode now, the OG moment.
Oh yeah,
But
OG moment.
yeah, nah. I mean, because you a young artist in the game, and it's funny that like you're really learning a lot of this shit, and you haven't really been doing this for so long. So that's pretty dope. And again, like I said in the beginning, this is that type of era. Like you're coming up in a very good era, like where a lot of this stuff has already happened, so it doesn't have to happen to you. Like, I mean, and you might have to have like a micro moment where like a micro experience where like you get like a taste of it, to like to teach you like that this shit is real, like this is a real battlefield out here. You know what I'm saying? But it's just dope that you know what I'm saying. Like you have like the greatest teachers. Like you're coming up around a bunch of us local artists who've been doing this for years, and we have no problem like sharing that knowledge with you. Like we have no problem like giving you that game. Like you said, somebody like mad people were giving you game, like teaching you like how to like make your music and like where to like do your thing. Like so you definitely gotta like capitalize off of that, bro. Like you have all the resources. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing you can possibly complain about in this like day and age. You know what I'm saying? Like you have everything you would need. Like so
Say that.
um yeah, man, you definitely in a good spot as an artist, man. I just want you to understand that, as long as you continue to stay consistent, whether it's performing or making music, like either or is perfectly fine. I just want to throw that out there before, anyone like asks the question which one is better. Both of them are great. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing both, great. But if you're doing one or the other, you're staying consistent. You feel me? So um keep doing your thing, bro, for real.
Thank you, bro. I wanted to go back to what you were saying about what's better, like performing or making music and being consistent on both. I feel like performing is better when it comes to networking and building like relationships with other artists and other like professionals in the game. But I feel like the making music part is better at like, building a fan base and, building a community with like, the media. I feel like that makes you the bread for me. And
Yeah,
I feel
making
like
music is better.
yeah, I feel like they're both good in different ways. You feel me? I don't think one is better than the other. I feel like they're both, good in terms of like benefiting you. Because I feel like performing benefits you in like networking and building relationships with other artists, and I feel like there'll be people out there that'll really support your shit when you outside in this, open mic, wave or whatever. But when you're making music, I feel like that's a good way to actually build fans that are not even, thinking about making music. They're just listening to the music, But
Right.
it just all depends on how you present yourself on social media, and and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't feel like it's like better. Like I don't know what's better. I feel like they're both good. But yeah, man.
No, I feel that. I mean, I like making music too. I feel like making music is really fun and enjoyable, especially when it like really comes from a place, and you really create something that actually feels magical, and you just know that when you release it, even if you feel like you didn't do a great job on it, you just know that when you release it, people are going to relate to it.
Definitely.
People gonna rock with it. And it's not even like on no cocky shit. It's just more like, yo, I created something that I know people gonna rock with. Like, so that's always a beautiful feeling. Um,
For sure, man. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, yeah, nah, definitely. But listen, man, you got the world, man. You got the world right now, man. You have a world of resources, man. And going back to investing in yourself and these shows and stuff that I really wanted to share with you. Um, well, for one, I mean, first off, let me ask you, because I think I caught on already. You have performance tracks, right? You don't perform with your vocals.
Um, I got performance tracks, but there are times where I have performed with my vocals, feel me? But I've had made show mixes where like, I would combine on my shows into like not on my shows, on my songs into like, one track,
Right.
and I would like delete vocals in some parts. I would just leave the ins and outs in there and the ad-libs. But there have there have been times where I have, performed, actually performed without my vocals. But yeah, I
I
got
mean, I
performance
witnessed
tracks.
it. Yeah, I witnessed it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, that's what I'm asking. This a lot of times I also do hear your vocals in the background. So I was like, kind of like, I guess, trying to like catch it each time and like figure out what it was. But um, I was gonna say, uh, when like try try going for like say festivals. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of festivals that you do not have to pay to perform at. Instead, they actually pay you. Um, everything is researchable. Trust me, everything is researchable. I found a lot of options. Sometimes I've come across like ads of like stuff. Actually, I missed the deadline for the what is it? Brooklyn Arts Music Festival.
I know what you're
I
talking.
think so. Yeah, 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 yeah. They put out like a flyer or whatever, and I kind of like forgot to like really get in tune with that. Like I was actually I think I just released the album around that time, and I was like really trying to like promote the album, and I was like focused on that. That I didn't get the chance to like submit everything that I need to submit. So, but again, everything is researchable, and I believe in due time, and a lot of shit just pops up whenever you really need to see it and know about it. But keep your eye out for a lot of those things, man, because that's where it really where it really goes. Like when you really get the growth, the recognition, the rise that you're actually aiming for.
Yeah,
Like when you go to festivals, like excuse me, a lot of people come there for different reasons, but the one thing that brings everybody together is music.
definitely,
Like yeah,
definitely.
so like music definitely like it could be an event about anything, but the minute you mention somebody's on stage performing, everybody goes to the stage. So and you have that type of music that draws people in. So
Yeah.
even if what I'm saying they don't know who you are, they're going to like at least pay attention for like 5-10 seconds to be like, oh, okay, this guy's good. And again, those first 5-10 seconds is enough to decide if I should stand here or leave.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you got the kind of music to make them stand there. Like so, definitely go to towards the festivals, and then also your music is mostly kid friendly. I don't really hear you curse too much in your music.
Mm.
Um,
I mean,
correct me if
it's,
I'm wrong. I don't know, but I don't really hear too much curses in your music.
I mean, I got a lot of toxic music. You feel me?
It's
But I'm able to.
toxic, but it's not dirty. Like it's not like you're not like fuck that bitch, suck my dick. Like it's none of that.
Ain't no something I dig. Nah, definitely. So, nah, it's not like like not really kid friendly, but it's
It's
radio
it's
friendly, I guess.
it's
Vibe,
vibey. It's vibey.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, nah, nah, definitely.
But yeah, well, but that's what I'm saying. So at festivals, it's a large audience. It's not like just like when you go to like a lot of these open mics, you see just adults.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, imagine going to because you gotta think about it. Kids are now again, you're in a different era now. So nowadays, like bro, I didn't really have to hide it, but I couldn't let my parents know that I was listening to different types of music. Like I grew up on Michael Jackson, Usher, like R. Kelly, like Mary J. Blige, like R&B mostly. You know what I'm saying? My mom didn't let me listen to rap and stuff like that. Like she wasn't with that,
yeah,
like the only rappers I was allowed to listen to was Nas, Biggie Smalls, and Tupac. But Tupac, I was only allowed to listen to his good music, like Dear Mama,
yeah,
Brenda Got a Baby. You know what I'm saying? Change the World. I Get
yeah,
Around. I was only allowed to listen to stuff like that. So yeah, like it just kind of like when I finally discovered music. Like everything in between, like the widening spectrum of music, I was just like,
mhm,
wow, um, I could really get somewhere with this. I could
yeah,
really get somewhere with this type of shit. But again, they're in the range where they can actually find you. Like a lot of kids got phones. They got like a lot of these kids remember shit that they're not supposed to remember. So even Stop Chasing would be like a
nah,
a catchy song. They would like go home singing that all day until they finally decide to like really search it up. So
nah, for sure.
when you go to these festivals, definitely like don't underestimate those. And like I said, a lot of them pay you because they can't afford to get, Beyonce. They can't afford to get the baby. They can't afford to get Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? They can't afford to get a lot of these artists, at their show. So they're happy to have somebody like you come through and perform. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say finesse, but you could totally get at least like 2,000 out of that. It depends on like, the type of festival. Like let's just say if you go to one upstate New York, let's just say, there's not a lot of musical talent. So if they're looking for musical talent and you just the only person that happened to come through for that, you know what I'm saying? You could argue with your star power. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
a real thing.
negotiate.
You can argue with your star power that, what I'm saying, like, I'm worth $2,000, you know what I'm saying? Give me like an hour set. If as long as you got like an hour worth of music,
Nah, for sure.
and you could yeah, real shit. So again, that goes back to it. That's my OG moment, man. Like, look into
That's game.
the
Like,
shows that's really gonna pay you, bro. Like, even if it's not pay you again with money, they can help you out in many different ways. I'm gonna send you a post actually that someone sent me, but
that,
you just gotta find out how to uh talk.
yeah,
Like have a gift of gab, you know what I'm saying? If you know how to speak to people and how to work your way around a good deal, you'll be good, bro. Trust me. That's all this business is, bro. It's just learning how to talk.
yeah, it's a business at the end of the day, so it makes sense. You gotta have that business talk and shit. So I agree with that for sure, man. Nah,
Um, so we're reaching towards the end. But Nate the Great had a question that I wanted to ask a while ago. I mean, I don't
yeah,
yeah. Can you see
but
it? Any
yeah, yeah,
personal favorite collaborations that you always go back to? I mean, that's kind of I don't really get that question, but
like
too much.
that I
But
wanna have in the future that I think about,
yeah,
or collabs that I've had with in the past that I like to go back to. I don't know if he means that. So is
yeah.
he in the lab?
I think he means going back. Like any collaborations that you've done that you like.
Oh, well. I've collabed with a few people already, especially in my collective conglomerate, whatever you want to say. I definitely got some collaborations with people that I haven't released yet. I usually like to listen to those, because they're not really my song and they haven't dropped it yet.
Hmm.
But I like to listen to a lot of the unreleased collaborations. I can't really speak too much about them yet because they're not really dropped yet for me. But as far as the ones that are dropped, I've collabed with my man Judawell. I know you know who Judawell is.
Yeah,
Um,
we actually got something
oh,
brewing.
what?
Yeah, yeah, facts, facts.
Yeah, we dropped a track called Lyrical Lemonade. It's like a cipher track, and I was actually
Yeah,
spitting bars in that track
nice.
for
I
Lyrical.
remember y'all was recording that.
Huh?
I remember y'all recording that. You
Yeah,
posted it
yeah,
in this,
yeah, yeah.
you posted it too as well.
Yeah, that was another moment where I thought I could get a fire content idea, coming in. So I just decided to turn on the camera and just have
Mm.
everybody they versing or. And I enjoy that record a lot, man. I been bumping to it like mad times. It's in my playlist. So that's like my top. He's part of my top five like collaborators that I fuck with, man. That I enjoy listening back to.
That's
And
fire.
yeah, I'm definitely planning on working with more people. I definitely want to work with you too, man. Like in the future. So we got something in store. Hopefully we do soon. And yeah, man. It's pretty much what I have to say about that. You
Yeah,
know.
man. I mean, my album is done now and it's out, so I'm ready to work. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no limitations. I mean, honestly, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really do drill music too much. I mean, I've rapped over drill beats before, but it's not my thing. Um, but I mean, honestly, I feel like the artists that know, if they can work with me will work with me. You know what I'm saying? Like yourself included. So, I can make many different styles of songs, especially once people listen to the album, they'll see it themselves. I can make many different styles of songs, but I definitely will not do like, let's say drill music, trap music. It just, for me, it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't, like, I curse in my music, but it's barely, like a lot of songs I make are actually clean. Like, they're fire and they're clean. You know what I'm saying? No curses at all. But, like for me, like when I curse in my music, it's self-expression. I'm not like derogatory at all. I'm not like, yo, bitch, you, fuck you. Like, I have a song called Fuck You, but if you listen to the lyrics, I'm actually like,
Saying something.
using it as a form of self-expression. Yeah. So, um, yeah, like I don't make that type of music. So, as long as I can connect with people that, make good, meaningful music, even if you curse it don't matter. But
Mhm.
as long as it's meaningful and I like to make timeless music, shit that's gonna actually last. Like, I want you to be able to turn the radio on type shit and hear my music, like, and be like, oh wow, that's fire. I want you to be able to, like, 10 years later, be like, yo, I grew up on a song like that type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I like making that kind of music. I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, this was fire when I was like 15. Like, that's just trash.
Nah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
like you gotta make timeless music. So yeah, I choose to surround myself around dope artists, and you one of them for sure. So we definitely gonna work, whether I send you something or you send me something. But um,
What's the right beat? You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
very picky with
yeah, I always take my time, bro. I always take my time. I never rush. I don't like to rush music at all. I don't like to rush collabs. I found out that a lot of times, like the collabs that I have, they're all timeless because I didn't rush it. Like they all came in perfect timing. Every single song that I made with someone was perfect timing. Like it was never like, So that's how I prefer to make my music in general, like with me or with other people.
I
Like
agree.
just take your time. You feel me? Like have fun with it. Like there's nothing that you have to rush. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like you want a release date, you don't need a release date to be honest with you. Like none of that shit matters, bro. Just make the music. Everything else comes after it. Like literally.
Unless you under a label, there's no deadline for none of this shit, man. We got
This
always
is why you don't need a label, bro. That's why you don't need a label.
go, man.
You don't need a label.
Or you man, Mason.
Remember those deals we talked about, bro. Remember those
Nah,
deals. When you play
nah,
this episode back, remember all those deals and everything that they mean,
for sure.
and make sure you know what I'm saying. But other than that, you don't need no labels, bro. You can do all this shit yourself.
Yeah.
So this is my final question. I want to wrap it up. It's definitely been over an hour. I mean, me personally, I try to keep it to an hour, but I don't mind because I love like sharing gems. I don't care about the time, you know what I'm saying? As long as people are tuned in and they really understand what's going on here. But
You know what I'm about to do
um,
though, feel me? So yeah, so we gotta do it.
uh, how do you feel about leaving the streaming platforms alone? Like there are so many platforms at this point where you can even make your own website and sell your music, your merch, everything that you want to do, you know. So what
Ooh.
would it take to make you leave the streaming platforms alone?
Man, the only way that I would leave streaming platforms is if they make like CDs popular again or vinyl records popular again. Because for me, you could sell your records, through hard copies, but I feel like in this generation, nobody goes to a record store or electronic store and buys like a CD of an artist no more. You feel me?
You know about
It
that.
just, man. Man, I grew up in the early 2000s, man. You know what I'm saying? That was still kind of a thing back in those days. It was dying down though. You know what I mean? The millennials
Yeah.
now, but I feel like if that makes a comeback, I feel like streaming platforms wouldn't really be necessary no more. But people are getting more lazy nowadays, more like they're getting shorter attention spans and stuff. Like they don't really want to go outside and just, do all that extra shit to buy a hard copy of an album or a single. They could conveniently just go to their phones and just stream their shit on Spotify, Apple Music. But I don't know. It's kind of unrealistic saying this, but I feel like maybe one day the CDs and the CD players, cassettes, that might make a comeback in a way of nostalgia, to like reminisce. And if that does come back, then I feel like it'll probably be the normal again, and streaming platforms will probably start dying down. And if that ever happens, that'll be the only way I'll leave streaming platforms. Otherwise, this is essential shit right here. Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff, man. That's essential in this day and age, bro.
It's not essential, bro. It's not. It's not essential.
It's not.
Don't confuse that. It's just a starter block.
Hmm.
It's a stepping stone, right?
Yeah.
So basically, what I wanted to say is that physical copies never went away. People just forgot how important it was because streaming became so accessible. Like you said, it was so much easier to just pick up your phone and say, "Hey, yo, Danny," and then find all your music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Rather than saying, "Yo, bro, can I get a CD?" And then again, subscriptions also ruin the game as well because now people think that they getting away with paying $10 a month. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? They think they're getting away with that 15, whatever a month. But, like, imagine if you didn't have to work. Like, for example, matter of fact, motherfuckers is paying 100 plus for stars for the year. They getting
Right.
stars for the year. Now they get to watch Power and the DMF and all that extra shit for the whole entire year. And they done pay like $1. But you feel me? Like they can't even pay you, like for the year, let's just say like for Bandcamp, that you can subscribe for a year or a month, however you want to set it up. I set mine's for a year, but let's just say you do yours like you feel me, like $2 a month, $1 a month. They're gonna be like, oh, I gotta subscribe. I'm not fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but um, also I just want to say with that, you know what I'm saying, when you like fuck with these platforms or whatever, I mean, you already said it yourself. You're not really worried about who's fucking with you or not, and I'm seeing this now because I released my music this way. But when you finally elevate away from those type of platforms and you go back to physical copies, I promise you, bro, you really, really, really gonna see who supports you. You know, I'm grateful, that I released this album the way that I did. I I didn't make a lot of money off of it, but it literally only been out for almost a month. You know what I'm saying? And the amount of money that I have made for it is pretty fire. You know what I'm saying? And it's not again, it's not even about the money. It's just about the fact that people are actually going out their way to buy the shit. Like, so it's just fire. So don't worry, don't worry about none of that shit, bro. Streams is cool, but it's better to know when you know exactly who's fucking with
Hmm.
you. Like, exactly who's fucking with you.
Nah,
So,
definitely. 'Cause I,
yeah, it makes it that much easier, bro. Trust me.
yeah,
Makes it that much easier. I promise you.
nah, facts. I agree, man, for sure. Um, I definitely want to drop a project like in the future the way that you did. I don't know what's the platform called, but I would definitely like experiment with that, to see who really fucks with me or who would really drop better on me. You feel me? Because they fuck with me, But yeah,
Well,
I don't know the
I
name of
got I got Bandcamp and I got Even. So I could break it down for you actually. So they're both basically sites. There's a bunch. I realize there's a bunch of them, but some of them have like I guess better benefits than others, but they all circle around the artist getting the most out of it. You know
it.
what I'm saying? Like it's not there. None of these sites that I mentioned are made to you know, like Spotify. They're not giving you 0.003 for a stream. You know what I'm saying? For 10 streams, 15 streams. Like if someone listens to your music, you get whatever they pay for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of it. So you got Bandcamp, you got Even, you got Gumdrop, you got United Masters. I think United Masters is the same exact way. Or they're just a distribution. I'm not 100% sure, but some people have told me that they get direct and a lot of shit comes through. So I gotta check that out for myself. Um but some of those that I mentioned, specifically because I use Bandcamp even, it's more like for one, people pay what they want to pay for it. So I have on Bandcamp the album is listed for $5. Like you have a suggested price and you have a fixed price. So I said, fuck it. If anyone's gonna pay for it, $5, it's not that much. But on Even, you get it's literally like you can choose whatever you want. Because I think they say on Bandcamp they suggest that you should have at least like say if you're selling an album for with 10 plus songs, you want to sell it for at least $7. But I was like, no, I'm gonna just do it for 5. You know what I'm saying? But on Even, they're like, yo, let's just say you only got a quarter in your pocket.
Yeah,
I could sell the album for a quarter, and now I could potentially get so much sales off of that quarter, right? And now people are like jamming to the music. Like it's quality music. It's not for everybody. It's not for
facts.
everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't like
Definitely.
a lot of these artists, they might try to flood to that, program or whatever, but it's not gonna work for them. You know what I'm saying? Because then they're gonna have to really battle actually having to network and gain a fan base. So that's the good thing
For
about it.
sure.
But as long as your music is quality, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter how much you sell it for. People
But what
will
about?
guarantee to pay the price. Like I kid you not, somebody paid $50 for this album, bro.
Hold on. All right. You, my boy.
It's $5. It's $5.
I,
Somebody gave me a $45 tip, and I got 85% of those
mhm.
profits.
Nah, that's
So,
fine.
so why am I going straight to Spotify, tune, title, and all of that? You know what I'm saying? Why am I doing that?
I guess everybody's doing it. That's
And then you add physical copies to the picture, and then you add merch to the picture. That never died out, bro.
mm,
You feel what I'm saying? So when you feel like you reach that level to where your music is sounding the way you want it to sound, and people can come to your show and you can perform the way that you want to perform and captivate the crowd, then that's the type of moment where you feel like you're ready for those kind of platforms. Because that's what that is, bro. That's like to really, you know, build build a connection with your people. So, I feel like I'm really at that moment in my career. Like I'm at the point where I could build with my crowd, my audience, and I could sell my music and people would really believe in me enough to buy the shit. You feel me? So long as you feel that way, bro, chase the same dream. It's there for
nah,
everybody, bro.
I agree, man. And I appreciate the gems that you're dropping right now, bro. Like for real. Like I
I'm
could
here. I'm
definitely.
here for it, bro. I'm here for it. I can't hold on to the knowledge that I possess. You feel me? Like it's meant to be shared.
Yeah,
So you feel me? Thank you for being a part of this show. I'm really working on turning this into an in-person thing, like as long as I continue to do this, I feel like, the right time is gonna, come around to where I could get like, the best sponsors and all of that. So I'm working on all of that. I'm working on all of that. But thank you for, being a part of the beginning stages. This is episode 17, you feel me? So you can imagine I feel good about it, like it's gonna be fire just moving forward. And, we're definitely gonna have you in person eventually. I definitely, when everything grows more, like this is gonna be fire. Like really,
Way better, man.
yo,
Way better. Thank
for
you.
real, man. So thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in, being a part of this. Thank you for always showing me love. You know what I'm saying? You're a really phenomenal artist, man, and it's dope that you're young and you are confident the way that you are. So don't ever let that die, man. Keep your spark, stay consistent, and just show love to everybody that shows you love. Cause this
Bro,
is it's a two-way street out here. You heard?
you already know, man. Likewise, bro. Keep your shit up, man. Don't ever stop, bro. Facts, man. Like, you that
Appreciate you, man.
cause, man.
Thanks for coming through.
All right, bro. Safety, bro.
No doubt. Enjoy your night.
You too, bro.
All right, y'all. That's the end of Going Live with the MC, episode 17. That was my guest, AyyoDanny. Make sure y'all follow that guy. Make sure you check out his music. Shout out to y'all that followed me during the live. Shout out to y'all that's already following, that tuned in. I appreciate y'all. Next Wednesday and next Friday, I got two dope ass guests. Um, Stay tuned. I'm gonna announce each guest at least a day before the episode. So, um, yeah, man, stay tuned. Every Wednesday, every Friday, I do this. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. See y'all next episode. Peace.